there. Just finished meetings. Very cool. Kev, I'm doing this one from inside the apartment because, well, internet issues from last night. Tell me if you can hear audio. How's that sound? We got a lot of stuff going on tonight. It's going to be good. Going to be good. Let me see what we have here. Oh, you know what? I had planned to put it in 1080p since I'm streaming from the house, but I forgot to, and I can't change it at this point, so that's okay. We'll just leave it and see how that goes. I was wanting to do 1080p, but I'll just leave it in 7. I think it's in 720. All right, so this guy is going to be the quick setup. We're just going to do a what am I doing on this? Rear tire. I'm swapping it back to the other tire because the other tire looks better until I get the front Supermoto tire. There's no real reason to put this one back on. So we're going back to rear tire here. Hey, Trinidad's there. Thank you for tuning in, buddy. And thank you for letting me know that the sound is good. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Yeah, yesterday I had some issues with the audio or the whole internet buffering. And that was a real pain in the butt. I had to shut the show down twice and said that's just not worth it. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. Kevin, how did your meetings go? Good to see you today. Can't believe you didn't take that job. That guy just wanted, my buddy Kevin Cunningham here does drone video, and somebody wanted him to do a very simple job at the house. And Kevin just said, nope, I can't do it. I don't know why. He just doesn't want to do it. He wanted him to film his, I think just film his property. But you ought to see, Kevin does some good stuff with the drone. This is cool. That's cool. All right, where is my... Here we go. Okay. So we're definitely going to put this one back on. I like the way this one looks, and it matches, at least the tire treads are both Dunlop. I wish I had a spare front tire that wasn't mounted, because I do have some wheels. I just don't have, even if I paint the wheels right now, I don't have tires to put on it. Those in the front are already glued up. This one on the back was not. I don't know. Oh, shoot. I'm putting that on backwards. What am I, crazy? So who did any RCing today? Did anybody? If so, what did you do? Or did you do anything else that was interesting? I didn't do anything that was too interesting. I just worked, and pretty slow day. What happened today? I think we worked, sold a slash or two, and what else? I think we fixed a... Man, it was slow today. We didn't do much. Maybe fixed a... one of the Armas. Had an Arma with a steering problem. Italian. All right, so you can just chill out there for now. when I get the front Supermoto tires in, we'll give it a shot. I want to drive it on my other RC, on the red one, the driver. I hear it's going to scratch the heck out of it, but we'll see. I mean, they're definitely worth a try. Now I'll go ahead and get the this is how far I got it back together last night after the show went off the air. So I do think I'll be able to get it back together today. It's pretty much there. I got all these parts just thrown in a bag. So bear with me for a moment while I set them out, what we're going to need for this rebuild. The forks, the trainers or the roll wheels, I don't think we're going to put them back on it. A rear wheel, we've got a different rear wheel for it. The front plastic. Okay. So I have these Supermotos as well. I may mount those up. I'm not sure. There's a front tire. Yeah, it's pretty much just plastic that has to go on it at this point, I think. I think the rest of it's pretty much done. Not sure what wheels I'm going to use yet. It's a front hub assembly. And that is a front brake caliper. All right. Ma'am, do you mind All right, let's get this thing together. We got to see how this goes. I am going to replace the muffler. It looks like crap. And I'll be honest, the brand new one's never been driven. The muffler also has a little flake in it, I think just from laying on its side. So it's not the strongest paint in the world. That's not that big a deal. Let's see, I have another one here. So the exhaust and rear brake rotor come packaged together, and it's LOS 261004. Rear brake rotor is just a fake brake rotor. For looks, it doesn't actually brake. Here's the exhaust. This one I popped the, just like everybody else was losing, I lost the exhaust tip to it. But I found it. It just kind of came up and fell out. I was able to find it easily. I put it back in with some super glue and no issues since. This one I'm just going to push back in there. For this new one, not going to use any glue to start, I think. All right. kind of. So this is purely a cosmetic reason we're switching this out. And I'm cool with that because I think we have, I forget, one of the Tamiya TS paints that we have is a cool aluminum color. So I think I'm going to sand this one down and repaint this one. And we'll see how that ends up looking. But since I'm freshening this up, I'm going to be putting some new plastics and tires. I'll go ahead and throw a new exhaust on it while we have it. Said, if you guys are doing this at home, it would probably be wise to put some super glue on that when you install it the first time, or you will lose it. Like I lost mine many times, or at least it came out fully once, and several other times it was halfway ripped out. But once I glued this in, just using tire super glue, it has not been an issue whatsoever again. So there's a little hint for you. The toughest thing in putting this together last night was, well, just remembering where the screws went. Underneath this plate, there's 3 screws at the bottom. They're all about, I think those are all the same length, maybe a 10 millimeter. And there's some up here that are a little bit longer. This is the longest one, if I recall correctly. So once, you know, kind of got that figured out, it wasn't too big a deal. Hope you guys are doing well tonight. Thanks for tuning in. We certainly appreciate it. This has been a whole week of shows. We don't generally do. I generally only do a show on Friday. Let's see, what's the next step? I think I should have a rear tire for this. Oh, Trinidad, that's good. Definitely, the LiPo batteries should last forever in a radio. So that's cool. Very cool. Didn't I have another tire? We don't really have a bunch of viewers out, but whoever's out there, help me decide. Oh, here it is. I'm rebuilding this right now, tonight, with new plastics and new tires. Do we go with the stock Dunlop and just build it back stock? Or do we go with the black hole shots with the red aluminum hubs? I'll let you guys decide if you want to give me your opinion. You can go front and rear, either stock look or hole shots and red hubs. Give me a minute. I'll be right back, guys. K Habib 29 and a 0. Hey, what's up? What's up? Good to have you in again. Thank you for tuning in. Let me know if you have an opinion on which wheel to go with. Meanwhile, I'm going to start putting the forks back in this thing. I'll leave the wheels up here. Are we going hole shots or are we going stockers tonight? Meanwhile, let's see if I can get these forks back together. I don't think this part will be too tricky. This is pretty straightforward, I think. You know what might be the most annoying part of this rebuild, or if not annoying, just the most frustrating part may be setting the rear or the front brake again in the servo. Just getting that servo set up the first time was a little bit time consuming, and I don't really see any reason why the second won't be almost as time consuming. Even though I kind of know what I'm doing this time, it's still it's not the best I've seen. Well, it is probably the best I've seen, but I hope somebody comes up with a better idea. I could do a little bit better on that servo. Let's see, this better come out of here. My fork's pinched. It's not wanting to line up. Hey, Reggie Jones. Okay, so we got hole shots. Well, two votes for the hole shots. Reggie Jones, I thought you were going to bring your dog by the shop today, man. What the heck? If you've got a, got two votes for the hole shot. So if somebody wants to say, they can have a vote. We'll keep taking a tally up until we, well, until I get to the point where I got to do the wheels. So that's pretty much it for the forks. The forks are not like a true motorcycle where you can raise and lower them. I guess you can a little bit lower them. You're not really going to raise them because there's this groove right here. So on a real motorcycle, a real motocross bike, if you want it to handle quicker, generally, you could push these forks up and or push the triple clamps down, and it'll shorten the wheelbase, and then the bike's going to handle a lot quicker. Here we can kind of, you see if I raise it, see how I raise that up? Well, obviously the bike is longer now, so it's going to track faster, straighter, and will be easier, corners less. If anything, I might grind these down and try to even lower it some. But yeah, that's pretty cool tuning aspect that we might be able to use from real life to this. Reggie's saying whole shots too. Okay. Hey, Reggie, I think I'm going to be bringing this one into work tomorrow. So if I can get this done, or even just get pretty close to done, it'll be coming into work. So you'll see it tomorrow. Oh, shoot. I didn't line that one up. If you don't line it up, the fork would still work, but your sticker will not be pointing in the right direction, and we can't have that. I read somewhere that somebody pulled their forks apart and saw that it was only about half full of oil. I don't know. We'll see. I do plan to make that one of my chores in the next week or two, is to do a rebuild on the forks. Kind of take them apart and see how they look. All right. What do we have next? I think we'll start going with, I think that's it. Oh, no, I got to put the chain on, and this needs to come back off for the chain. I think I got that in the wrong order. So let me pull that off real quick. Put the chain on there. All right. So Reggie said hold shots. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm guessing hole shots. But hold shots is, we also do a lot of shots on this show. So that could be something else. If you guys have watched more than one or two shows, do you notice is there a better signal tonight? Does it seem less laggy potentially? Because that's what I'm going for. I am up in the apartment where I have a lot better internet connection. So that's what we're hoping for. Okay, Habib says better. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I really want to move this whole operation into just a better garage area. Like I said, right now I'm not in the garage. I'm up at my apartment. But the garage I'm in just doesn't have good access to any kind of service internet. So this is actually just the bag for the swing arm, but I'm going to pull this the chain out of it. I soaked the chain in overnight in chain wax, and the chain is I'm not too impressed with these chains so far, to be honest. Definitely going to look into getting a better chain. I have a new chain. I just didn't want to. I mean, I thought like maybe maybe 15 battery packs. We shouldn't be replacing chains already. So I'm going to try to keep using this one. I do have another chain, but if they're going to wear that quickly, I'm sure the aftermarket will take care of that. There'll probably be somebody coming out with them soon. And Trinidad says it was very solid here. Yeah, awesome. Awesome, very good. We may have to try to make some changes in the future to make it a little easier for our internet connection. I'm more comfortable here as far as air conditioning and all that. But, oh. So if you guys want to look here, basically I had this apart yesterday, and I didn't take the electronics out of it. I did take this plate off. I replaced this swing arm because the other one was beat. I didn't replace any of this, but I did clean it really well. Soaked it down with WD-40, which kind of brings back a little shine to it. You can see how beat the plastic is, but we'll be putting some new plastic on, I think. I was really impressed with how it was not as filthy inside of this as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really dirty. It was not, so pretty good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that all back together. There's really, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screws is all it is. And this is held on by this one screw here and this ground strap screw here as well. But once I got it figured out, not too complicated. I'm really impressed, I'll be honest. I was a Losi fan years ago, and I haven't been much of a fan recently. So Trinidad agrees. He'd like to know a better chain to get. So I'm going to look into that. I know that it's just a standard, or from what I've been told. I haven't looked at this. If I got a magnifying glass out, maybe I could see. But I think it was a B. Somebody was told, I have it written down somewhere of what size the chain is. And I understand it's a standard chain that we can get master links for. Good question on that. I don't know if it's the same chain or not. I haven't seen one of those Venoms in several years. I did see a Earl Moorhead video, I think last night, and he ran it on 3S. Just like this, like on the workbench, just ran it on 3S, and he stretched the chain out really pretty significantly just doing that. So that's going to be an issue if the chain stretches that easily. I don't know. Better chain. Yeah, we'll figure out a better chain. Not sure what man, I guess we're going with hole shots. We might as well. It'll look fresh. Yeah, it'll look good. Let's do that. Let's do that. So you can chill right there. All right, guys, I will be right back. Thank you for tuning in. Chat amongst yourself. Let everyone know where you're from. Reggie, I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Today was slow, so let's hope we have a good, busy day tomorrow. But, yeah, I'll be right back, and we're going to go ahead and slap these hole shots on. Oh, yeah, here's my front, so I'll switch front, rear, new plastics, new rider gear. He has new gear, because this guy now has, I don't know if you guys noticed, he now has the black gear on. So I'm going to use his new gear and put it back on this dude, and this guy should be this bike should be looking pretty good. And I don't think we're going to go back with these. We'll go back on the grass the first run and probably not use those. The yellow with the red hubs. I You know, that's an option. We can always try it. What I like about having these that are the same but different colors is it's so easy to just swap stuff up and try stuff out. That yellow is one I painted. Um, it's TS47. Tamiya color TS47 chrome yellow. It's not chrome, but they call it chrome yellow. Yeah, I like having a bit of splash on it. I think these would look good with gold wheels. Red plastic, red and black, and gold wheels would probably look good on this as well. Or red wheel, I don't know. There's a lot of different options. Yeah, Trinidad, I agree. I'm surprised how easy that chain seems to stretch. And my buddy Art, who only had 2 batteries on his was stretching so bad in that video that we did over on the baseball diamond that his chain, it kept allowing rocks to get in between it just because it was so stretched out. As these tires will wear quickly. No biggie, but it'll happen. Hey, you want to play some music in the background for me? All right, guys. Thank you. I am back. So, not going to waste any time. Just try to get this put back together. Let's do the front wheel first. Hole shots. Do they have a rotation? No, they don't. Didn't think they did. These are not mounted. They're not going to be driven until they're mounted glued, but I don't have time to glue them tonight, but we'll mount them. All right. Front hub assembly. I'm not going to use this hub because we have this. You know what? Let's figure out what the weights are on these hubs. I have a scale. Hang on a second. I'm curious to see. All right. 2. Okay, so this hub is 19.99 grams. This one is 22.97 grams, so they're almost exactly the same. You can feel, this one definitely feels more solid, but not a whole lot of difference there. I think that the heavier one might be better. So maybe in December, you said they'll get them in Australia. Yeah, I hope so. It's disappointing that they didn't get around to making. Is there like a major hobby distributor in Australia, or is it just Horizon that's doing it over there? I'm not sure if you know that, but if you do, let me know. Here, all this stuff comes from Horizon. So this, I'm not going to use Loctite because this is threading. Looks like it's threading through the hub into the plastic of the wheel. Let's see how that goes. Pretty sure that's what's happening here. So one thing I've noticed is the aluminum piece bearing just pushes in quite easily. It's not like a press fit at all, which is all right. I don't expect it to be a press fit. That would be too hard with aluminum on this scale. But you're going to have to hold the bearings in place when you're doing the job. The plastic one, it kind of is a press fit. At least this one I have, it is not. So possibly December we'll get these Losi. I would think you'll get them quicker than that. I have no idea, but that seems like a long time. I mean, if you still don't have them that long, maybe I should ship them over there. Because by December, I'm hoping to have, not me personally, but you know, I hope that they're in stock regularly. Something that we could have them in stock. But maybe I'm just mistaken. I mean, they're going to be back ordered for that long. It's possible. I think I'm going to have to put the front fender on before I put the front wheel on. Or else it'll be nearly impossible to get to those screws. Those bearings really don't want to stay in place. Sorry, I messed up and I left the microphone over on the other table. I don't have a hobby shop. I do work in a hobby shop. It's not mine. We have two shops. I live here in the Los Angeles area, so it's a shop called RC Street Shop. I work there. We have one in Long Beach and one in Lawndale. And I've messed with these for a lot longer. Whenever I was a kid, I started liking these. So I've been messing with RC cars for a long, long time. Yeah, check out RC Street Shop. They do a pretty good job with their Instagram and Facebook. And recently I have a lot of Mini Z racing going on in there. So check it out. RC Street Shop. Lawndale or Long Beach or Los Angeles, California. It'll show up. All right, guys. We're going from this old scuff to some fresh plastics, brand new plastics on this. So if you guys, anyone out there has anything to say about, I was going to talk about a different RC car. Is there any other RCs that you guys are interested in? As far as recently, this channel, we've really just focused on this because it's gotten my attention. Prior to that, we messed around a lot with Armas, Technos, and just a bunch of different stuff. Little small scale crawlers. Not sure what to move on to next. You know what I'd like to move on to is full-size dirt bikes. Does anybody out there ride dirt bikes? And if so, what do you ride? I love dirt bikes. They're my favorite thing, probably. And here's a little bit of trivia. I work in a hobby shop right now. I used to work in a motorcycle shop. So I've worked in more than one hobby shop, and I've worked in more than one motorcycle shop. Somehow I like to make my hobbies my job, which sometimes works out real good and sometimes not. Would you say? I also worked in a bar a lot, if that's telling you anything. Man, K-Habib 29NO says I have nitro, road bikes, electric, dirt, 1/8 buggies, and 110 touring. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, there's so much stuff in this hobby to like. So, even though I've really been excited and focused on the motorcycle because it's so new, I even like to fly. I don't fly as much as I'd like to, but I like to fly airplanes. I'm not much into drones, but I like them for their photography and their video. All right, let's see how easy this lines up. Pretty slick. And you used to ride a YZ250 2002 model. Dude, that's awesome. That is awesome. That was I remember when those bikes came out. They were really good bikes. That was towards the end of the two-strokes. They still make the YZ250 two-stroke. But that's when they started making a lot of four-strokes as well. And it became more popular. I'm a big fan of the two-strokes. I've had several Honda CR 250s, RM 250, RM 125, KX 250 I was never too fond of, but it was okay too. I don't have any right now actually. But after today, I might have one. It's not here in hand delivered, but hopefully it's happening. There was an agreement made in principle. We'll see if that agreement follows through, and then I will have a dirt bike. Yeah, man. So Trinidad, if you're going to try to fly and make it easy, do a trainer style airplane, which might look more boring, but they're easy or easier. I'd suggest Horizon Hobby. They have something I think called ASX3, which is similar to the ASX6, I think is what it's called. On these, they help to fly. Or get a simple one like they don't make the Champ anymore, but I think it's called a Super Champ. Get a 3-channel airplane, so you don't have to worry about the wings that would have ailerons on it. You would just have rudder and elevator on the tail. So it's a lot easier to fly and you can get your bearings that way. Yes. Hey, he liked the Crusty Demons. Dude, I watch those videos every damn day. So back then, from the mid-90s up into the early 2000s, I was working at a dealer shop. I think we did Yamahas, KTMs, Suzukis, Kawasaki's. And it was the best time. I loved it back then. Motocross was so much fun. And yeah, we were always watching those silly, that was when those movies were first coming out. We were always watching those and Terra Firma and stuff, and then going and riding. We had access to a track, so that was really fun. And when I'd go ride right after work, throw the bike in the truck and go ride, boys, and that was great. Loved it. Loved it. All right. So I think it looks okay. It looks very black, but the hub does look pretty good. I'm not going to worry about adjusting the brake right now. It'll look less black when there's more plastic on here, red plastic. Gonna move on to the rear wheel real quick. Here we are. Not sure if I have what it takes to assemble another rear wheel, or if I have to I think I'm gonna have to pull this one apart. Partially, not too much. So I'm pretty sure I've got screws, if I brought them with me. All right, so I think that these screws will keep me from having to take this apart. The screws that I'm using for this is the TLR 5903. It's a metric 3 by 10, a 3 millimeter by 10 millimeter. And I think these are both 3 by 10. One might be a 3 by 12, but I'm not concerned with 2 millimeters on a screw right now. I think it's going to be okay. We'll see. If I have to, I'll take that other one apart. I don't think we'll have to. Let's get this lined up. My lighting is actually better down in the garage, so it's not. Those thread into, looks like that one threads into aluminum. All right, we'll see. Let me see that. These 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so you got two trainers already. Well, dude, that's it. If you're still crashing, then you just need to fly higher. The trick is to go in at least three mistakes high. Because if you're flying like 2 feet off the ground or 10 feet off the ground and you make a mistake, you're straight into the ground. But if you're up high enough, you know, give yourself 3 mistakes worth of fall time so you can save it before it hits the ground. So you can fall for a long time as long as you don't hit the ground. It's all good. I wish I could play some music in the background because I generally like to have music going in the shop. But I think if I do, they shut down the live stream. So maybe if I can find some music that they don't mind shutting down the live stream on, I'll start playing that. If not, I'm just going to put like some news in the background, some generic news. No, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of liking how this red hub is looking against the aluminum sprocket. I have a, you know, that would probably look pretty trick too. The gold sprocket would look pretty no, gold and red I don't think would look good together. I think I was wrong there. Never mind, ignore that. Yeah, dude, just go higher. That's when somebody was teaching me how to fly. He says always stay at least 3 mistakes high. And that made a difference. You can make a couple mistakes and still save it. Okay, so I happen to have another brake rotor, which is cool because even though it's only cosmetic, this one doesn't look that primo. And yeah, I'll just bolt it up right here. We'll be good to go. Oh, listen to this guy. Hey, G, look. You see what that is? He just got the Kevin Windham and Ryan Dungey. Dude, you don't even know. Check this out. Hang on. Here's Kevin Windham on his Geico Honda. This was probably 2008 or 9. This was a Planet Fitness Geico Honda. I can't remember the year exact, but Oh, maybe it says it on the back. 2008 second AMA FIM Supercross. So this was probably 2009. It has his record here from 1994 up to 08. I've seen this kid since, or guy when he was a kid, racing 125 Yamahas a long time ago. And all the way up till his retirement. He retired at Anaheim 2, which was frustrating because we were supposed to go to Anaheim 2. I go to Anaheim 1, 2, and 3 when they have 3 of them. For whatever reason, we skip Anaheim 2 one year. My girlfriend was like, oh, let's just skip, even though she wanted to get her picture signed because she got a nice picture with Kevin. Because everybody loves Kevin. He's a cool dude. And she got a nice picture with Kevin the week before. She goes, well, I'll just get it at Anaheim 3. Well, at Anaheim 2, he decides that's his last race. So, you snooze, you lose, I guess. So he picked up a couple sticker kits for the VMX that they fit on. So he got the Kevin Windham line. Man, I'm not sure if I know. I may have to take a couple screws out of this. Let me see. I'll take it from this one here. So did they have, are you saying that they had Kevin Windham and Ryan Dungey versions for the VMX? I didn't know that. The Venom I remember was an on-road, but maybe you have some graphics kits that match that. That's cool. What is this? Yeah, I'm just going to put a couple in. And I'll pick up more of these. Here's a hot tip, guys. Let me see, is it the same length? No. So those are the same length. That ought to fit. If you don't know and you lose a screw, it's not a big deal. Most of these screws are all the same among brands. Like this is a 3mm by 10mm in length. And Traxxas, Losi, Arma, everybody has them. Okay. So you don't really need, I'm figuring out here is I'm going to use nice new screws on that. You don't need Loctite on this either because it's screwing into the hub behind it, but it's pinching on this plastic, which is going to be like a lock washer of sorts. I'm just going to put it together with 4. For 1, it's cosmetic, it'll be fine. For 2, I'm hoping Chelios is listening. I heard you, Chelios, have some gold screws. So my partner here on most of these shows, Dave Chelios, I heard has a whole bunch of 3mm gold screws. I want to replace all the screws on both of these bikes with gold screws. So if you're listening, Chelios, let's make that happen. So I am going to have to use the bearings and hubs out of this wheel. I hope that Losi, no, you're not listening, but if you are, come up with a way that we can get just the centerpiece without having to get all of the rest of the hub. I'll show you here when I get this disassembled. I just push through here until it pops out. Let me just popping the bearing out. See, these are the plastic hubs, composite, and it's press fit. They fit in pretty tight. No problem there. The only issue I have is this piece. You can pick up these bearings anywhere. These are a very common bearing. So if you've got a wheel, a hex, a hub, find a bearing. Anybody, shops will have these bearings, whether it's Losi or not. No one's going to have this tube. And so Losi needs to start making that tube available as a separate piece. If not, aftermarket guys got to make it. Maybe we'll make it and sell it on this channel. You guys let me know if you think you'd be interested in such a thing. All right, what is next? Let's see if we can get this. So I hope I have my swing arm adjusters, because with not, well, then I can't put the rear wheel on. And the swing arm adjusters would certainly be, where would they be? Oh, they'd be down in the garage if I don't have them here. All right, with a bit of luck, we do seem to have some swing arm adjusters here. Whole new pack of them. Also comes with the chain guide. Oh, I think I left the old swing arm in the garage, which means I may not have the screws for this. I may have to rob a few. It's probably the same 3x10s. All right, in the meantime, let's see if we can get this rear wheel fitted. If there's anyone out there who's got any questions, let me know. Love to hear from you guys. If you have any ideas on what I could be doing here, if you've helped me out, because this is my first time taking one of these apart and putting it back together. Well, it seems kind of straightforward. It is my first time messing with it. So if you guys got any helpful hints, let me know. So these are tiny and hard to read. So this is 5-0 going that way. This is 0. 5-0 going this way. 5-0 going this way. 5-0 that way. 0.25 this way. 0. 0.25 that way. 0.25 that way. This is boring, sorry. 0.25 that way. All right. With all of these, this is, I mean, it's not a horrible way to set it up, but I kind of wish it was better. So I'm just going to start right in the middle with the zeros and put the zeros in. Have them facing front. That's going to be the shortest wheelbase. Now, I know this chain's stretched, so maybe it should be facing backwards. I think I will do that. Zeros facing backwards. And I will put this wheel on real quick, and we will check and see what the slack looks like in the chain. It is a pretty tight fit. I have to spread the swing arm out some, using a little force. Let's see if I can. All right, sorry guys, I've been slacking on the chat here. They seem to bottom out easy. Maybe I would change the shock oil on mine. I guess it depends how you're jumping. I don't feel like mine's bottomed out too much on the back. I feel like the front maybe does. When I hit stuff aggressively, I feel like the front gets choppy, but yeah, I don't know. I think that people are definitely gonna figure out. I mean, stock is rarely the best. everyone always wants to tune it to their own way. So I'm sure there'll be some stuff coming out. See what makes it better. Mine, if I need to, I would definitely go stiffer in the front at this point, and if my opinion is what I would try. I'm not sure about the rear. That is almost touching. It's not quite, but I know as quickly as this thing goes, I think it's going to stretch, and I don't know. I mean, it's not touching yet, but it almost is. I think I'll reevaluate that later. Reggie, I'll probably be bringing these pins with me to work tomorrow. Not pins. Can't think of their name right now. Probably be bringing these with me to work tomorrow, and maybe adjusting this chain. For now, it's cool just sitting like that, but we may need to go tighter. We'll decide that whenever we get the rest of the swing arm put together. So let's see. I'm going to start going back with pretty much ready to do the plastic now. Hey, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. I hadn't seen you in a while. I thought about giving you a call today to see what you've been up to. Says, did I change both bikes? So, no. So far, well, yeah. I mean, I've changed the plastic on this bike. Put a different rear tire on it. Put a different rider gear on it. But I haven't even driven this bike. This one I've taken apart pretty much most of the way, and it's going back together. Tonight we're putting some new tires on it. We'll put new plastic on it. Maybe hook up the brake. We'll see if I get around to that. New rider gear. But thanks for tuning in, man. I hadn't seen you in a while. Been wondering where you're at. So it's good to see you. Let's maybe go hanging soon over at the park. Do some RCing. So I don't know how old you guys are. Even for you guys, because I'm not that old, but honestly, I can't. It's very hard for me to see at this point when I'm doing the models when it starts getting later. I don't know if you guys have the same issue. I'm going to see if I can find my magnifying glasses. I'll be right back. How's it going, B? All right. This. I get them on Amazon. Different magnifiers. And you can press a button. And you have two different levels of brightness on an LED. So anytime you're working on something, either later in the day, like this, if you're getting tired eyes, or if you just need help seeing, this stuff makes it so much easier. They're probably about $20 on Amazon. And somebody actually came in the shop asking for them today. And he goes, man, I can't see. Do you guys have any magnifying glasses? And I say, no. But I use them too, so I know what you're saying. Okay. So this was pretty filthy, but I've got it cleaned up pretty well now. So Trinidad says you've only pulled the panels and wheels off. Yeah, dude. For the longest time, that's all I did too. And I think I was just having too much fun driving it. And I'm one of those guys who just loves to take RCs apart and put them back together, even if it's an RTR. I'll usually take it apart oftentimes before I even drive it. But with this being so new, I wanted to be like, well, I have no idea what to expect. Let me see, what did Losi do? What did they build? How do they expect it to work? And let me try it. And so I'm glad I gave it a chance before I started tearing it apart and trying to do anything to it. Well, that's going to look good. Guys, this is going to go first, your rear fender. So if you want to keep it looking good, I don't know, put tape on it or just get a second set of plastic and then throw this back on when you're ready to rip around. This rear fender will go quickly. And you see how that looks kind of crummy. Or it looks trick. So, you know it. Yeah, you guys are in the same 40s, 47. Yeah, I'm real close, right in that same range, guys. These glasses will definitely help you. And the light, even though it's just a little bit of light, like as I'm looking out, I mean, there's a light right where I need it to be. Oh, this is going to look good. Nice. Yeah, Trinidad, when you tear it down, you'll see it's not too hard. It's there. 72. 72. Well, man, that's awesome. Ripping it at 72 with dirt bikes. Can't beat that. Awesome. Let's see. So yeah, it turned out pretty clean back here. I'm not too concerned with any of that. I was very happy with, I thought it would be a lot filthier, truthfully, when I took this apart internally. I thought it would be a mess, but it's not. So let me go ahead and I'll just button this part up. Then I'll put the side panels on, number plates. Maybe I'll hook up the brake, but I might wait for it to work tomorrow. But at least we can get it cosmetically all put back together and I can do its final adjustments tomorrow if we got some time at work. So this is the front number plate. Here's the new front number plate. These don't get beat up too badly. These will stay looking good for a while. The rear ones get beat up pretty badly. We're still going with the new ones. On this bike to look as kind of refreshed as possible. So my next idea is to pull these handlebars, mask and paint them, and do a make them in gold, because I usually used gold like pro taper bars. So maybe I can make these match like some gold pro tapers. Oh man. Which one was the new one? This one is. Okay. Let's see. All right, get you lined up. One thing I notice about not having those training wheels on, which I don't really like, is it's harder to, like, I don't want to lean it up on anything for fear of not kind of just scratching it up with not having training wheels there to catch it. We'll just work around it as best we can. These are hard to see. My garage, I think, even with this light, there we go. I kind of got a black spot there. I will usually use power tools, just try to get done quicker. That little DeWalt works really well. But since I don't have any real spares to this, and these are small, these screws are pretty small. They're only about, I think they're maybe at best 10 millimeters in length, maybe 8s. I just want to tighten them down by hand, so I make sure I'm getting the right tension on them. So this is going to have to be dealt with tomorrow. I'll have a little break route session, no biggie. This was the old plastic. Well, that's the old right there. That's probably a good idea to put the screws back in the holes as you remove them. All the plastic ones, I do believe are the same length though. Everything for plastic is a really short countersunk screw. So that's one good thing. Those are all about the same length. Man, I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I didn't realize how beat it looked. I'm not that pleased with how the screws look. I never really took it out in the water, and they kind of they're not rusted, but they just kind of have a look to them that they don't look sharp, like black, really sharp black. They kind of have a brownish look to them. Oh yeah, coming together. Coming together. Let's see. So if you guys are out there and have anything to say, especially if it's Arma or Traxxas or Losi PRomoto, that's what I deal with the most at work and at home when I'm messing around with my own stuff. That's what I meant to ask earlier. Are you guys into this just because it's a motorcycle? I know some of you have already said that you have other RCs as well. I think a lot of people, well, almost everyone that has this is already going to have other RCs. They won't be brand new to the sport, in my opinion. Though every time I do take this out, we have like a big open field nearby. It's a church field, so there's often kids or families are playing, and it draws attention every time. Absolutely. People that don't care anything about RC cars always stop and look and let their kids chase it, let their dog chase it and video it. And the dads always ask me things about it, if it's new technology, etc. So that's pretty cool. It does definitely gets attention. I think when I put this brake back together tomorrow, I may put a spring in there like some of the guys I've seen do. looks like it's not a bad idea. What do you guys think? Have you thought about using that, like a cut down spring here, to help the brake return with more pressure? Being a mechanical brake and a pretty small and, you know, kind of new, it's going to definitely need some, I'd like to see some improvements on it. Though I did get the one ordered, Vidavon, I think. I don't know if it's Vidavon or T-Real. Whoever made one that came out about a week or two ago. I ordered one of them, and hopefully it'll be here soon. A little pick to get some dirt out of that. That brake is just right in the middle. It's right in the front of everything. So it's going to catch the brunt of some dirt and beatings and filth. All right, guys. Hope to be finishing this up pretty soon. If you're just tuning in, I tore it apart 2 or 3 days ago. Wanted to see how it looked after about 15 or 20 battery packs through it. 20 tops probably, maybe not. And I've driven it on like every surface I can find. Hard pack, dirt, soft dirt, sand, grass, really deep sand, everything. I've been surprised. It was actually really clean inside. I thought it would be a whole lot dirtier than it ended up being. So pretty cool. I was pretty impressed with that. I have also been impressed that I've not seen a whole lot of failures, if any. Has anyone seen failures with the not the ESC, the motor yet? Because I've got a bunch of ARMA. I've had in the past a bunch of 3S ARMAs and 4S ARMAs, always blowing up motors, like within 2 or 3 batteries of new, in my opinion. I've done it a lot. And then Losis, I've seen them. They use the same Spectrum electronics. They seem to blow motors quite regularly. Their RTR motors are cheap, in my opinion. So I have not realized that or seen the same. I have not seen the same on this. All right, just a couple more pieces of plastic, and we slap the guy on there, and we'll be done. Yeah, I do too as well. It's fun to have. I mean, if we just did one part of the hobby, I know some guys only like to fly, and that's all they do, but most people do like to mix it up. And I like all kinds of RCs as well. I'm not just like a racer snob or a basher guy or whatever. I like to just whatever everyone seems to be having fun with. If people are ripping around having a good time, then I'm all good with it. Pretty much can be anything: buggies, truggies, monster trucks, whatever. All right, so we're closing in on it. New front number plate, number 23. I only have one of the screws there. I think the other screw, I might have left it down in the garage. I don't see it, but I'll find that eventually. And I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us tonight. I said I'm pretty worn as I've been at work today. I don't usually do these shows more than once a week. But as this is, to me, it's just fun. It's all new. I'm learning about this. And I figured that there's a lot of other people out there that are also learning about these PRomotos at the same time. And some people are also still waiting for theirs or deciding whether they want to get one or not. So I thought I might as well just broadcast it. And hopefully, you guys like it. And if you do, give me a thumbs up. Every one little thumbs up, even on these tiny channels, really helps. So I appreciate it so much. Okay, so I'm not going to put that brake cable on yet, because if I snap it into place, it's going to be a bigger pain in the butt tomorrow when I want to put a spring on there. And I'm not going to do that until I'm at work tomorrow. So we're just going to route him that way. The bike is looking pretty good. I don't have my chain guide on there. I don't have my brake guide, but let me see. I think I have screws for that right here. Okay, chain guide screws. I think it's these. It should be those. I think these screws should be longer. I'll check that to make sure, but yeah, that's part of the reason they broke. They could be quite a bit longer. I'm going to replace these with some longer screws. Yeah, maybe they're all right. But I broke this part the first day I had it. Probably when the Pirate was driving it. Oh, my buddy Pirate Mike. Okay, looking good again. I wanted to wait a few days because I have an aluminum ordered for this one. I was just going to pull this off. That one's already got the decals. Slap that one on here, but I don't know when the aluminum one will come in. It was ordered from some time ago from Horizon, and they're not shipping it. This, I think I left the other, if I left the old swing arm down there at the garage, yeah, which I did, I'm not going to be able to put that on tonight, so that's going to have to wait till tomorrow. Screws are in the swing arm down there. All right. Yeah, Trinidad, that's what it's about. People, well, there's two types of people that are in this hobby, it seems like. Some people really like to, it sounds like what you like to do. You just enjoy it. And you like to build things, test things out, probably break it, repair it. I'm going to go ahead and put new gear on this guy because we're getting pretty shabby. And then what we sell more of in our shop is Traxxas and Arma, and we sell those because while you can totally do all the mods you want to them, they just come ready to go for the most part, and that's what people like. Most people don't want to. You would be amazed at how every day people come in and would pay to have, like, they might, you know, simplest thing, not even a servo, maybe just a new tire, and they're going to pay us to put the tires on. To me, it's shocking because it's part of the hobby. You want to do it. Dude, thank you, K Habib 29 and 0. You know what? That's a great idea. I'm gonna go have a drink. If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. This thing is coming together well, though. Thank you. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. I didn't realize how shabby it was looking, and I'm glad you guys told me to go with black wheels and red hubs because, yeah, it looks good. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a drink. You guys grab one as well if you like. This next half hour brought to you by Twisted Tea's Rocket Pops. Twisted Tea Rocket Pop, only the best when you're about to work on a little RC dirt bike. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, if there's anybody out there. So you just cracked the can, it looks like. Awesome. Yep, torpedo juice time. Here's the question while I go and grab my drink again. Sorry, I had to run to take a leak, actually. Who, if you've out there and you've owned a Tamiya, what Tamiya car or truck have you owned? Do you remember which one you had? I'll be back in a second with what I've had. Oh man, sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. I'd have a quick stop too. Oh man. No, I shouldn't smoke. So the Hornet and the Frog back in the day. And I never had either of those two. Those are really popular ones though. It's a little bit dirty gear. And you know they still sell them. We sell them here, and they're not that expensive. You can get the re-releases. I think you said you're in. Did you say that you were in Australia? I assume they're still selling them in Australia, because to me, has re-released a whole bunch of their stuff. The Frog for sure. And yes, the Hornet's available too. We probably sell. So we don't sell a lot of any. It's not like we sell. What to me is we don't sell one every month or anything like that, or like one a week. We sell more like between two stores, maybe one or two a month for the older ones, and that could be a lunchbox, a midnight pumpkin. No more midnight pumpkin. Sorry, lunchboxes, monster beetles, clodbusters, frogs, hornets. Can't think of any others right now. Those are generally the ones that we stock. So, oh, I didn't pull these up far enough. I have one of my favorites. I love the lunchbox. What's funny is I never even had a lunchbox when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I started with the biggest damn thing, because I always think the biggest is best. So I got a Clodbuster as my very first one when I was probably around 13 or 14, 12 to 14. I couldn't tell you exactly how old I am. Maybe 13-ish. And my brother got a Blackfoot at that same time. But he wasn't quite as interested in them as me, so he didn't use them as much as I did. And I actually had a lot of fun with the Blackfoot. While it was smaller, it was a lot quicker than the Clodbuster. This guy's boots kind of take a beating. Nice X-rays and a Berganzoni buggy, which is an Italian version of Mugen. I've never heard of that. Is where Mugen's Japanese company, I think. So is it? I'll have to look into that. I've never heard of that. My buddy Chelios races touring car. He has an ARC A10, which he's had on the show a few times so far. My boss used to, well, he still races Nitro, but our local Nitro track just shut down. So he raced 10th scale on-road Nitro. And pretty good racer, has been doing it 20-something years. And maybe 30 by now. But the Nitro has kind of died out. The scene's died out. So they've gotten into 1/10th scale touring electric around here. And hopefully that'll keep the whatever the need is for racing going. We're also racing Kyosho Mini Z's in the shop. We have a really nice track, 2 tracks actually set up in the shop in Lawndale. Oh, this dude. Look at this dude. Dislocated shoulder. I had to use my stomach for some leverage there. You got it. Shoulder back in place. You can see the back takes a bit of a beating. The head's taking a little bit of a beating. I really didn't clean this guy off too well, but it's gonna have to do. So I currently have, what the Tamiyas, I have a TTO2, which is a pretty basic on-road touring car, a 10-scale touring car. Very basic 4-wheel drive car. And they're pretty fun. They make them in a whole bunch of different bodies. And they usually look pretty sharp. They're not great performers, but they're fun. And I have that. I have an older Clodbuster, not the oldest version, but one from the 90s. I have 2 Vanessa lunchboxes, not the oldest version, but one from the 90s, one from more recently. And that one's kind of built up pretty nice. I have one Midnight Pumpkin, which was my buddy's. He passed away, so, you know, the family gave that to me because we always mess with those together. That Midnight Pumpkin is the same as Lunchbox. That's why he had one, because he didn't want to have the same thing I had. But we wanted to have equal, you know, like equal vehicles. Oh no, I went through all that trouble and he's backwards. Guys, learn from my mistakes. Learn from my mistakes. You could go through all that trouble and then you got it on backwards. I am not an expert at dressing up dolls. Perhaps my girlfriend should be helping with this. So, okay. UFC trading cards as well, hence the name. Beep 29 and 0. Dude, I wish I don't have any shots up here. The shots are actually in the garage where I usually am. Right now, all I have is some Twisted Tea up here. I don't know if I'm really up for a shot tonight. I have to work tomorrow. And I would do one just to chill. But that would be it. Now, tomorrow night for sure. I actually might have my friend Kev coming over. We might be doing a live stream from the garage, just hanging in the garage. Oh, this is so funny. When you put this on the correct way, it slides right on like it's supposed to. It fits so much better. I'm an idiot. Okay, so now that I've basically taken one of these apart and put it back together, and no, I didn't remove the electronics. I just didn't feel like it was necessary. I did remove the receiver, unplugged all 5 channels or 4 or 5 channels that were hooked up. But as far as the gyro, the motor, I mean, we got down to it, but I left them all there. The ESC left it all in place. It'll take a time or two to take it apart before you get kind of get it all figured out. That's small. I need some glasses for that when I get back. Excuse me, guys. It's hard to see. You know, I'm going to go and say Velcro. Somebody make this out of Velcro for people that can't see this small stuff. Like even with the magnifier on, it's hard to line it up because it's all like black, one color, and it's hard to see it. All right, we're almost there. Yeah. I forgot if I had put that little piece in there. I did. Oh. The zipper came undone. I'm going to have to try that again. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, these clothes are a pain in the butt, and I think could be made a little sturdier. There we go. Finally got it lined up, I think, correctly. Yeah, I think one of you guys said something about how they got black hoodies online for them. I think maybe even on Amazon. Like you can find quarter scale doll clothes as far as hoodies maybe, and that was these, or they'll fit these. That's probably not a bad idea if you want to cover up your rider and give them a little protection. I haven't looked into it, but I think I've seen one or two posts on Instagram about it, and it did not look like a bad idea at all. Be honest, this gear fits better than this gear. This black gear, maybe I just did something wrong, but it doesn't fit as well. So, guys, we are inching in on it, almost done. I would say my experience with it so far, you've seen it. It's not hard. It is different. I mean, if you're used to working on one buggy, like a Techno, and then you go and work on a Mugen, I mean, they're going to be pretty similar. You know, Truggies, everything's kind of similar, but this one is just, being a motorcycle, it's just different. But it'll be fun. It's been fun figuring it out. And once we do figure it out, I think they're going to be pretty simple. Not going to be quite as maintenance intensive as I originally thought they might be, though that's still a little early to say. Could be wrong about that. All right, here's an idea I'm going to come up with. If you guys ride sport bikes, you know, frame sliders, they have like little, looks like hockey pucks, but sometimes they have bar end frame sliders. This needs better bar end frame sliders. Someone needs to come up with one. Should be aluminum, so it's lightweight, but be metal, so it looks cool. All right, guys. So I think that is it. I have arms, but I'm not going to put the arms on. So I really don't. I want to try it without arms next time. So we think we're going to go without. If not, I may find it come with some different adjustments. I might find some that just adjust higher. I still need to put this brake caliper faux cover on it. But those screws I think are left down in the garage. And I'm going to do this tomorrow because I'm going to wait till I get a spring. I'm going to put a spring on this and hook up my front brake. Other than that, it's done, guys. I appreciate you sticking around with me. It's taken, as we tore it down one day, started putting it back together yesterday. And, you know, I was in no rush to get it put back together. And got it back together today. I think it looks sharp. Now I have two kind of ready to go. I hope you guys like and subscribe. I have a lot of parts ordered for this one. I've not driven that one yet. I've driven this one probably about 20 batteries. This one I'm just looking to build, and I want to keep it kind of as a stock control to see just how it wears out and breaks down. But yeah, I've got a lot of parts coming in for this, so stick around for new videos coming up. We'll be putting I have the carbon fiber side plates to put on it. Thank you, 29-0. I appreciate it. Probably be back for a show later this week. Thanks, bud. Yeah, it came out well. I appreciate you guys who decided to tell me to put the black and red on. Come out really well. So, yeah, guys, we'll talk to you later. I'm going to call it a night. It's been a good evening. We'll see what happens later on in the week. But till next time, have a good evening, and thanks for tuning in with us. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Hey, Spike. Maybe my doggo wants to go on to TV? Come here, buddy. Hey, guys. Anyone wants to see my dog? Here's my dog. He doesn't like to be held. Not like this. He probably feels very awkward. But anyway, he's a very good boy. His name is Spike. He likes to go to the park and chase these RC cars. Play Frisbee, too. All right. See you later. Oh, you can't see him. Here you can. Here you can. Hopefully you can now. Oh, Spike, you look crazy on the TV like that. All right. We'll see you guys later.